The mobile app I wanted to talk about is called PhysEdNet, and this stands for Financial Services Educational Network. So it's a video curriculum of over 360 sessions and around 3,100 minutes total of video. And so the goal of this app is to help launch new associates who are typically in their first 3 to 4 years in the financial services industry. And it really helps to focus on the fundamentals of the industry. These are things like building relationships with clients, knowledge of the products, understanding the marketplace, and even building groundwork for licensed security representatives who will be working with investments. And so this app is mostly purchased by firms or companies to help train their newest employees. It can also help to rebuild the foundation for a struggling associate who may need to get back to the basics of sales or even help the firm build a team from the ground up. And so it really serves as their overall training curriculum. And so this app really helps to save significant time and money for the firm when training these new associates. And so the average length of time of a video is around 10 minutes. So it's really not too time consuming to do just one or two training sessions. And with a large library of videos, companies can even strategically build their own curriculum based on the experience of the trainee or the specific principle that the company wants their employees to understand or learn. And so customers have access to this app and the mobile library 24/7, and everything can be done at their own pace. And so, as well as having their website, they have this mobile app that allows a lot easier use of training. And so, with this app, training isn't combined to sitting at work with some training rep that would just sit and take you through his slideshow. This app really uses these creative videos based on proven principles to help grow and expand the skills that are needed for success by educating the firm's newest associates.
Okay, so there is a bigger app called Salesforce One, but inside that app there's another app called Journey. And what Journey does is it helps you before, during, and after with your expenses and your expense reports whenever you are traveling for your company. And so what it does is beforehand, before your trip, before you leave, you can put in why you're going, where you're going, what dates you want to go, and then it will automatically find the cheapest rates of flight, hotel, travel arrangements, whatever you need before you go, and then you send all that information into your boss through the app, and the boss will then reply and say, okay, you can go, or no, you can't, you need to update it and try to make it a little cheaper or something, or it's not worth going. And so after that, whenever you're actually on your trip, it also has a neat feature to where let's say you go out to dinner, you spend 30, and instead of keeping track of your receipts like you usually do with the old way of doing expense reports, what you'll do is you'll put in where you ate, how much you ate, and whatever else you needed to on that expense report to make it legitimate, and then you take a picture of the receipt. So you don't technically have to keep track of your receipt. It's probably a better idea to, but in case you lose it or forget it somewhere, it's a lot easier just to have a picture of it and then go from there. And then after you get home, you really don't have a lot to do. You have to send in all your information through the app, but most likely it's already updated for you. And so you really don't have a lot to do. Whereas if you're typically doing this, you'd have a lot of extra work to write down all your expenses, why you did them, and try to remember for even a week. It's pretty rough to remember stuff that you did a week ago, especially when you're busy. And so this app is actually for all companies, small or big. It can easily, one of the good things about it is that it makes it consistent throughout the entire company, no matter how many employees you have. And another cool feature is, let's say your boss is like, well, we're spending a lot of money on travel expenditures, and I'm not really sure why or where it's going or what we need to change to try to cut that cost down. So what Journey actually does is keep track and has statistics, of different employees and what they spend on, what they have expenditures on, and then it will report back to the boss and be like, hey, employee C is using a lot of money at dinner because he's buying like an entree and an appetizer and a dessert. Whenever he's only allowed $30, he's spending about $50. And so then you can be like, okay, employee C, you need to hold off. And so that is pretty much what the Journey app is. And so it can reduce cost, time, and stress for the employee.
So how the US Bank mobile app is a great financial service app to any individual or business. First, the goal of this app is to ease the day-to-day life of each person or business by providing almost all of the banking services on your phone. So let's see how those specifications work in more depth. First of all, you can access this app instantly from your Androids, iOS phones, or even from your iPads or your tablets. You can log in with your fingerprints or with your passwords. The only thing with the fingerprint, it takes 1 second. With passwords, they have a 3 level of security, so they keep your information safe. But sometimes it's annoying to do 3 rounds of questions and writing your passwords in. Secondly, you can see the balance of all of your checking, saving, and credit accounts and your recent transactions, transfers, and bill payments. Third, you can deposit checks in 24/7. Basically, you just have to take a snapshot of your check. You can scan it on your phone throughout the app. Once the app accepts it and you scan both of the sides, the check should be deposited in your account in 1 day. Fourth, you can pay all of your bills from a single place, one at a time or on a schedule you create. You can also use the express delivery option. So how it works, that basically if you need to pay something, you just by one click you pay, or if you have credit card payments or water, internet, you just schedule the payments and the system automatically takes your money out. Finally, you can also using this app, you can also send money to anyone you know, send money from your account to any US bank account instantly, which costs $14, but the money will arrive instantly, or you can use a next day delivery option. Throughout the mobile app, you can also use the Western Union app, which is a helps you to use wire transfer. So all of these are very helpful to any business or individuals, and US Bank basically ease your life. You don't need to drive to any branch if you need to do something. There are most of the things you can get done with your phone.
So I had the mobile PayPal app. It's a rather interesting app that gives you mobile access to your PayPal account. It also has the possible functionality of being able to be used as a credit card at some physical locations. As for who this app is aimed at, it would obviously be anybody with a PayPal account, as if you don't have a PayPal account, then the app probably won't do much for you. It's also good for those who are wanting to have a debit or payment system that would be, I guess, an alternate to having a bank-based system, to where you could also have the mobile banking type setup without, say, having to have a bank that has a mobile banking app. Also, as to why you would want this app, is it simplifies customer purchases across both online and offline transactions, which is very useful. It also gives the customers a sort of digital wallet that can now be carried around in their phone with them. This digital wallet idea is a very interesting part and is the main part of what makes this PayPal app different from a standard mobile banking app. At various locations, they'll have a little hookup to the credit card reader. They'll have a little PayPal logo on it. And you can go into the PayPal app and tell it that you're at one of those locations that will allow you to pay via a PayPal account. And it will sync both the app and the credit card reader together to where it will send how much the payment is to the PayPal app, and will allow you to then process that transaction through the app. This will actually be a very neat idea once the more locations start using the physical PayPal reader. This will allow PayPal to be even more useful outside of just standard internet transactions like eBay. And moving to the physical medium like this, PayPal will then be coming in direct competition to standard banks such as credit cards, debit cards, and other means, even gift cards.